Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Friday, January 8th, 2021, episode number 598, close to 600. We got a full house today, plus Hard Factor VP of Football Operations, PFT commenter. Thanks for joining us, PFT.
Thank you guys for having me. It's good to see you all. Will, I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is one of those screams, you're actually going to induce childbirth.
Do you think so? I'm just going to shake.
Yeah.
I'm going to shake my wife in the next room, and then it'll just, it's ready to go.
Yeah, you're the summoner. You're the baby summoner.
The baby can hear it. The baby definitely heard that one.
Yeah.
I like the theory. I'm told that the baby does react to my voice. Like if I come in the room, guns blazing, apparently the baby starts kicking. Probably wants to get away, is my guess.
Gets terrified. Probably stays in there longer.
Right.
It's like, whoa, what am I in for? I'd rather
that's a good point.
Seems.
If you're listening to the show, you might not hear Will Monday morning. I mean, this is any day now. He might just be gone for a few days.
True.
Coming up here soon.
We're getting close, boys.
Get your Will in now.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
I'll be here. I'll be back as quick as I can too.
Right.
But the baby does take precedence. She is going to be number one. And before Mark gets us going on the dumpster fire that's happening in DC to start it off, we've got to announce our new website and store at hardfactor.com. PFT, you should definitely check that out. It's very nice. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely give that a try. Also, got to announce that we launched a Patreon site live as of today where you can find the extended Florida Man Friday podcast for this week. So we're doing some Florida Man in this podcast today like we always do on Florida Man Friday. But, now that we're on our own, we need to hit, some revenue. So head on over to our Patreon if you want the extended Florida Man Friday with all the best Florida Man stories.
And a ton of other cool shit like the private chat. Yeah, a ton of cool shit over at Patreon. Do you want to give them the address?
Yeah, let's do the tier. So Florida Man Friday is just $5 a month. Very, very affordable, I'd say. Almost $1 an episode. That's pretty cheap. But you could pop the clutch at $10 a month, and you get another show, a Tuesday show, including voicemails in that tier. And then the ultimate send in the car package, $20 a month, includes the Discord server. So the 2 extra shows a week, and then also getting it on the Discord server. We're going to do like happy hour stuff there, just like hang out. It's like bullshitting. It's crazy. It's like a group text thread.
Yeah, it's community chat.
Exactly. And don't worry, that's all on top of this free daily podcast that's still available for free wherever podcasts are sold Monday through Friday. So
Patreon.com/hardfactor. That's the short link.
So you got to check that out.
And that Tuesday show, we're gonna chop it up a little bit more. It's gonna be like kind of like radio style. It's gonna be more.
Give this Florida Man Friday a listen. You'll hear how we chop it up. It's gonna be radio style. Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly. Try it out for the low price of $5 a month with the Florida Man Friday tier. If you like what you hear, just upgrade it. Keep upgrading.
It's
one last thing.
A beer, depending on what city you live in. So just buy us a beer. You can do that.
Less than a beer in a lot of cities.
Hey, buy. It's like a value meal at Mickey D's.
You're gonna want at least.
I heartily endorse. I'll put the PFT highest recommendation possible on the $20 tier.
You should do that on PMT as well.
I will.
It is.
I'll toss in a free ad. How about this? If the Washington football team beats the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend, Stephen Shea, I'll make him let me do a free ad. He's our head of ad operations here. I'll be like, guess what? We got an extra ad on Part of My Take.
Hard Factor LLC will be very excited about that. Yes, go football team indeed. And one last thing, make sure you're subscribing, but also downloading this podcast. The more you guys subscribe and download, the longer we can do this show Monday through Friday for free. It is just that simple. Subscribe and download. All right, Mark, get us going.
All right, guys, 4 deaths now from the storm on the Capitol. I think we knew that yesterday, but there's a little bit more information. Air Force veteran Ashley Babbitt was the woman who was shot in the chest and neck area and lost her life. There were 3 medical emergency deaths. One was 50-year-old Benjamin Phillips of Ringtown, Pennsylvania. That might have been a stroke. We're not sure yet. 55-year-old Kevin Greason of Athens, Alabama, was a heart attack. And 34-year-old Roseanne Boyland of Kennesaw, Georgia, not sure yet. Medical emergency. They all passed away. R.I.P. At least 14 D.C. Metropolitan police officers were injured. It was reported like Thursday night that a police officer died. That's not true. But many were hospitalized. One cop was pulled into a crowded a crowd and assaulted and beat and hospitalized. Another had significant facial injuries from a projectile. Yeah,
They were beating down cops. I thought
they
that
pulled
was
them into
the
crowds and
Thin
beat 'em
Blue
down.
Line crowd.
Well, it's not all of them, I guess. And then another one was pepper sprayed into the hospital. So either really weak eyes or a lot of pepper spray.
I bet that he questioned someone's patriotism. That's probably what happened. That's my guess.
That'll get you beat. That'll get you beat in that crowd.
Hard to understand. That is crazy. And I saw that the people who passed away definitely, rest in peace. But it seems like they left a pretty big like social media online footprint, and they were pretty hardcore Trump supporters, all of them.
Right.
Yeah,
could say
I mean, well, they were storming the Capitol building.
It was in the
You can
Capitol.
say
So,
that, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
to try to make him continue to be president.
Well,
I would say that's probably a fair assessment. But the
just
lady
say
that you mentioned,
I just say that,
she-
man.
They weren't Antifa,
online,
right? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No. Her online footprint was she was deep into it, and I read that she'd been like pretty heavily radicalized in terms of like the FAR Q. She was like FAR Q stuff, like
Extra Q.
I'm talking like super uppercase Q.
She was
And
R.
16
I've also
chan.
she was
They were looking for
close to R.
pedophiles. They were looking for pedophiles in there.
They were, and I saw that a lot of the Q people now are saying that she was a plant or like a false flag,
False flag.
and
Well,
that's
that's
not
nice.
really her. So like even like the most diehard of the supporters, like they'll get turned on in half a second to like further.
Well, there's more of that
the
coming up,
Q narrative.
PFT.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
more,
the
there's more
conspiracy's
turning.
deeper.
There's more
Always
turning
is.
on people coming up. A Maryland man was fired from his printing company for wearing his work ID badge in pictures inside the Capitol. Also, the podium stealing man was a Florida man. Everyone thought he was named Via Getty because the picture released of him was from Getty, the visual media
Getty.
company, and it said Via Getty on it. So
That's Tom Brady. I heard a rumor on the street that was Tom Brady.
That
so,
took the podium.
hopefully the authorities will pick him up as soon as possible. Like I'm talking,
go.
please,
Before
the next
Saturday.
day and a half. Yeah,
It
definitely.
kinda looked
before
like
Saturday
him.
night.
People
looked
also
like-
saying he looks like Chip Gaines from
Yes.
yeah.
Sounds like a Florida chip game.
he was just taking it, the DIY guy.
He's putting
Yeah.
shiplap into the fucking side of the rotunda.
Well, we got
Being
the full
goofy.
story on Via Getty if you go to the Patreon. That's patreon.com/hardfactor. Smooth, right? What else? Trump gave a short speech Thursday evening from the Oval Office saying he, in fact, deployed the National Guard immediately and that the people that broke into the Capitol that he had 24 hours before called very special and said he loved were criminals that defiled democracy, did not represent our country, and that they will pay. So there's another turning on. There you go.
So I guess if those people hadn't died on the march, they should have been prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Potentially.
Right. Yeah. For
but
trying to break into the Capitol.
He didn't call the National Guard. That was Mike Pence. I think the DOD and several people.
That's what
confirmed
everybody
that.
had said the day before.
I don't
and
think he
seemed
called
to
the
be
National
confirmed.
Guard. Seems like it was confirmed it was Mike Pence, but who knows? We'll keep an eye on it. But what else? Lots of resignations have come in from the White House staff. Everyone's jumping off the boat in the last few days. Betsy DeVos, the head of education, the cabinet member, I guess, just resigned. Is that what we heard right before the
Yeah.
show? Yeah. So
She's a devotee, so that is, that's surprising. And I know, Mark, you haven't jumped to it, but I was surprised that Pence is keeping the lid on the 25th.
Well, here we go. Lots of people calling for the 25th. Will did
Mark,
you have
call it
something
what it
good
is.
to-
She didn't resign. She dropped out.
She dropped out. There you go. It's a school joke.
Dropped out of
Ba-da-bum.
good.
Lots of people calling for the 25th to be enacted. Guess who?
Well, Pelosi.
There you
CNN.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Pelosi, Schumer, a ton of Democrats.
Yes.
A few
MSNBC. Yes.
a few Republicans like Adam Kissinger, and maybe, I don't know, I haven't seen. Mitt Romney seems like he's on the fence there. He's not real happy with Trump, but Pence has hinted that he's not going to do it. So that's kind of out. Pelosi also apparently.
Is it just because there's such little time left? I feel like
Probably.
this is such an egregious thing that happened.
That was my point.
Like-
Pelosi's drawing up impeachment again, but it's January 8th, right?
Is everybody just like, come on, let's please, for the love of God, just not have to.
There's 12 days left. I think. I mean, he came out and gave us his
That's-
speech. What's that? Go ahead.
Betsy DeVos is basically just taking an early vacation. She's like, okay, I'm going to be out of a job in a week and a half. I might as well just go kick the tires on the yacht for a little bit. Let's go to Croatia for a couple days and hang out.
Private jet.
And she's got that money too. And Bill Barr also kind of did the same thing. Took like an early vacation. We'll get to him in a
He's
second.
criticizing Trump from his private location as well.
So Pence would be president if he did that,
Yes,
right?
for like a week.
For a week,
for like a day,
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be cool. That's a cool feather in your cap, though.
Yeah, it's a good thing to put on the resume for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was also present for. I mean, if for nothing else, then you would guarantee that you would be like a quiz question, a pop quiz question for every 5th grade class that ever what's the word I'm looking for? Matriculated through the school system.
And what happened? And speaking of that,
and a really cool trivia question too, like one of the best.
Right. And speaking of that, I've been thinking because our baby's due like right now. I've been thinking about, is it going to be a Trump or Biden baby, right? Is she going to be, and then the Pence possibility just like throws a whole new wrinkle in that.
Whoa,
so she
what if
could
she
be
was a
born
Pence
under
baby?
3 different terms, just technically.
That's like a leap year baby.
Yeah, she like by the end of January, she's like, I've lived through 3 different presidencies.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Go ahead, Pat. Well, what Trump did say in his speech, another reason why they're probably not going to do it, he said, yes, I'm leaving on the 20th. There will be a new administration. So I think, him cooling the jets is going to keep him in. Bill Barr and Lindsey Graham are out on Trump, though. Former Attorney General Bill Barr said orchestrating a mob to pressure Congress is inexcusable and that Trump had committed a betrayal in his office. And Lindsey Graham said when Congress reconvened Wednesday night that, when it comes to accountability, the president needs to understand that his actions were the problem, not the solution, and that he enjoyed his relationship with Trump and hates that it's ending this way, but he cannot do it anymore.
It didn't end that way. He the next day then said he thought Trump did everything he needed to do in his video, blaming the rioters.
Well, Lindsey sobered up. He was definitely he had a couple cocktails before he went back to the Senate floor. And let's be honest, like if you were in Congress yesterday when you were about to like get invaded, you're getting shuttled out of the main chamber. You put on like plastic bags over your face, and people are telling you that they're gas masks. You're going to have a couple drinks between then and when you go back. So Lindsey, he had the judging by the amount of like sweat on his forehead and the floppiness of his hair. He looked like old Gil from The Simpsons, so he was probably blown about a .10.
He definitely thought about kissing
scotch
it yesterday. It was as close as he's probably come in a long time.
Tried to make out.
Yeah,
Get some cocktails in him, and the real Lindsey Graham comes out.
Right now, who is like firmly still on Team Trump in national politics? Like it's
in the
Howley,
Cruz,
his sons.
Cruz, his family, I think Kaylee, but all of her staff quit, so I think like it's just her.
Holly, by the way, his wife's probably not because her chief of staff quit, right? Melania's. Holly
she let her go.
Holly just lost his book deal on big tech.
He's fuming about that. Why would they possibly do that, Josh?
I don't know.
Could you imagine?
Gonna be alone.
Not a lot of people
on the
on
night
Team
just
Trump.
him in the White House. Just
Trump's considering some more pardons, speaking of being alone, apparently, including himself.
Yeah.
White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, maybe some family members like his children, and Lil Wayne and Kodak Black are on the short list. Rappers Lil Wayne and Kodak Black. Yeah. Gerald Ford granted Richard Nixon a full, free, and absolute pardon after, obviously, Nixon was gone. For some historical reference, I think that's like context. That's the only other president, I think, that's been pardoned. And then lastly, let's get past this bullshit. There will be no booze on planes inbound or outbound from Washington D.C. for the next week, or at least not from United or American Airlines, who said enough is enough, you drunk assholes. Apparently the flights have been insane. One flight Tuesday from Utah into D.C. had people chanting that Mitt Romney was a traitor to his face. It's just been a drunken mess on these flights into D.C.
They were jazzed up, going in.
Yeah. I was talking about this a little bit on part of my take today, but if you were part of that group that got into the Capitol, let's say you were part of the group that just got in, like followed the velvet ropes around the rotunda, didn't necessarily do anything violent once you got inside, but like you felt like you were part of that moment, and then you leave and you're driving home, like that's got to be an all-time buzz, like a post-coup buzz, like as you're heading home, like the rush you must feel is like, dude, I can't believe we're going to be fucking legends.
Did
you're
you
just
see
like
the line
driving
of
home,
people?
blasting Rammstein, just rocking the fuck out on the way home.
Deactivating your Facebook account.
Right, you're
and,
unplugging the internet.
That's after like an hour, at least an hour.
sober up,
post
right.
two
Do
bucks.
you think they're all going to get in trouble? It's kind of like going to an orgy and just not participating, though, right? Like it's like you're watching the orgy.
No, it's still
get,
intense.
You can't get the STD, but can you get the STD from this? From just kind of being in the Capitol?
If you were on
Yeah, they
camera
were inside.
enough.
Yeah, is
if you
that-
were
Penetration. Yeah,
right,
penetration's
okay.
where.
But did you
where
guys see the
draw line.
videos of them all leaving the Capitol? It was like it was like they were leaving an orgy, like a bukkake party. Everybody's like, "Woo!
Yeah,
And they're like, "Let's go to the
yeah.
bar."
Yeah,
Woo!
no, the one guy comes out and he goes, "Nah, it's better in there," and he goes back in. There's nothing out for me.
And I saw a couple people bring this up, but it's a really good point that it's the best time in the history of the United States to show up to like a coup like this or like an insurrection like this and wear a mask. And all you had to do is just like even if you don't believe in masks, like put a mask on because there are cameras everywhere. And
Yeah,
everybody
you'd
was
been
like
safe.
live streaming. They were live streaming their riot too. So I feel like you got to keep that up on social media for at least an hour and a half. Let the likes build, let the engagement build. Get that rush. Like, look at me, I'm in the center of everything. And then it starts to slowly dawn on you. Maybe videotaping this crime spree was probably not the greatest idea I've had.
Yeah, the FBI DMs you, and then the jig is up.
They were just on one,
Yeah.
Oh man,
I got hacked. My brain was hacked. It wasn't me.
Did you guys see the West Virginia delegate who live streamed him storming the Capitol and like leading up? He's like, "Hell yeah, get them doors down, get them doors down!" And then afterwards, he was like, "I was there as an independent journalist."
All right, fuck it. I don't want
Most
to
of the
talk
shit,
about it anymore.
I feel like most of this though was done for online clout. Like I don't think that this happens without the internet.
Certainly,
And
Podium
people-
Man was. Yeah.
Somebody get which. By the way, the dude, the Q shaman that like got a picture taken sitting at Nancy Pelosi's chair, like in the moment, he's probably looking at that like, oh my god, this is the perfect profile. The new avatar alert, everyone.
Facebook header.
And then it's like, wait, this is actually evidence of like a massive crime.
How much
He
clout
tells someone else to put it up as their header. Yeah.
Live streaming on a social media platform that no one's ever heard of because you're banned from all the other ones. That's my question. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like I bet most of those people are on all the platforms. I mean, they're probably
they're not. Will, I went looking deep last night. Pretty much everyone that was like a big timer was like, "Where can I find?" Oh, they're banned from Twitter.
Only on Parler.
Oh, banned. Yeah, not even Parler. Not even on Twitch.
That was a prerequisite to storm the Capitol. You need to be banned from at least 3 major social media platforms.
So we were joking, but it's for real. It's like 16chan people. It's like
Oh yeah, baked Alaska.
like dark web people.
How long until there's a Parler 2? Until people move off Parler?
Not long.
To something else, because Parler is like they're just like any other tech platform. Once there's evidence of one person like plotting against another person who's also on Parler, then that company's going to get sued. The people are going to, and then it's going to get shut down, and then there's going to have to be it's just endless
Donald Trump going to Parler is going to make them so big that they're going to start regulating, and then they become the problem, and there's going to be a Parler too. Yeah.
You're too bad. Too much of a patriot for Parler. You need Parler
Yeah.
too.
A ton of echo chambers, guys. Elon Musk took one step closer to his eventual destiny of becoming the Emperor Supreme of the Tri-Terra, which, just so you guys know, will eventually be how we refer to the space empire that Musk will govern, consisting of the 2nd through 4th planets from the sun. I've already trademarked Tri-Terra, and I bought the domain name, so don't try. But you heard it here first. It's going to be called the Tri-Terra. Guys, that step, which was one small step for man and one hyper-accelerated thrust for cyborg kind, was becoming Earth's richest man. Pretty crazy. Happened yesterday. That's right, guys.
How did that happen so
Tesla
quick?
value.
Oh,
Bezos just was like double Gates like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
What
but
happened?
Elon, it's the rockets, man. I'm telling you, SpaceX, he's blowing people's fucking minds with these rockets. They can't handle it.
bro.
And they just give him cash.
Big
SpaceX
margins.
is a lost leader, bro. It's Tesla. Emperor Elon.
Well, but SpaceX isn't publicly traded. He's getting Tesla's. The value is rising immensely just based on how him and all of his projects.
Bezos would have had
Also,
another
good
couple
divorce.
years. Yeah, exactly. If he kept his dick in his pants,
Right.
he would have. If he didn't send his dick everywhere, it would have been.
Guys, we're going to
yeah.
get into that.
All right.
So, and yeah, as you pointed out, Emperor Elon has bested Lord Bezos not only in the private space race and also no longer being bald, but in overall wealth as well, with a staggering net worth of 195 Christina billions. That was the end of day trading yesterday, besting Jeff Bezos' measly 185 billion. Guys, this has to hurt for Bezos, especially considering Elon's had twice as many divorces and still came out on top.
Younger, yeah, he's
prenup.
Just saying, double the divorces.
Prenup king, yeah,
something right.
If you become number one, once you get that top spot of richest person in the world, do you is there a secret society billionaires where they have to refer to you as a different name? Do you get a special coin that you get to carry around at all times in your pocket? Because no matter how rich you get, no matter how powerful you are, you always want a little trinket or a little
totem,
a little badge that you can wear that only a few people know is significant, but it's something to you. You know,
they do it with yachts. The richest person has the biggest yacht. I think that's
it's like the first person they sacrificed, human sacrifice.
Right.
The remains of the first human they sacrificed gets passed.
I was gonna say I don't want to be
person.
at the handover ceremony where the richest, like Bill Gates hands it over to Bezos and then Bezos hands it over to Musk. There's got to be bad shit happening. Is
that a baby?
Do you think maybe it's like Mario Kart where the richest person in the world, they all agree, the 50 richest people agree with each other that whoever is number one has to take this special drug that only we know about that will slow them down a little bit so that other people can start catching up to them. And then whoever's top dog has to take that drug, which, by the way, speaking of drugs, I bet you that the level of wealth that he has, he knows about at least 10 to 20 drugs that the rest of the world doesn't. He's got some crazy stuff that we're not privy to even discussing.
But why won't they tell us? That's what I want to know. Why won't they tell us?
We can't handle the truth.
It's too good.
I've heard when you get in that.
He might actually have the red pill.
Is that how they're making some of the money, with these drugs? Because I would buy them.
He did say Elon is a big red pill guy, so that's
saying,
also got to be weird too.
I feel like the Matrix, Elon Musk definitely knows that it's real. And so he either that or he's probably developed his entire life around finding out that the Matrix is real. So he's probably invented a concoction of drugs that is the red pill and the blue pill. And every day he wakes up and decides which one he's going to take. Am I going to be super woke today, or is today just a chill out day and I'll take a temporary blue pill and just kick back on the couch?
PFT and everyone that's listening that hasn't listened to our Avi Loeb interview, who is the one of the top 5 astrophysicists in the world, Harvard professor, just wrote a book. We have a theory now. He's not a big fan of Elon. He does think we need to go off this earth, but he thinks Elon's kind of a dipshit. It sounded like from what I was reading.
He's skeptical of Elon's brashness.
He's saying we're finding these interstellar space objects, and that we're going to be able to prove that smart alien terrestrial life or whatever exists based off this data. But that Elon Musk's system of satellites is muddying up the water, so now we can't detect other alien life. And it's maybe that's because he's a fucking alien and he's trying to block everyone from finding the other aliens.
He takes the green pill actually.
Yeah.
Because he's a reptile.
Yeah.
Well, guys, he's also a really rich man. Why Tesla? In fact, guys, Tesla's share price is up 743% in 2020 alone. And Musk, guys, is pretty much the epitome of new money, because in the last 12 months, Elon has gone from being a state school billionaire with a paltry $45 billion to an Ivy League billionaire at $195. And guys, when confronted with the news on Twitter that he was the richest man in the world, Elon was normal as always, tweeting, "How strange." Well, back to work. Very cool. Very cool.
He works a lot. He said he claimed on Joe Rogan that he works impossible hours, 120 a week or something.
Yeah, it was over 100.
Yeah.
Well, when you're that rich, your entire life is working. You're not doing anything, but you can count every second that you're awake as actually working.
But there's a lot of people who are in that boat. I feel like.
What does working entail? Is it him is it him telling someone to do something or looking at his phone? What are we talking about? How much strenuous?
Perpetually getting a hand job. I bet his penis is never not being stimulated.
He is
his money is always
rockets
working
into space. And nobody else is. So
yeah, his job. He'll walk outside at night and look up at the sky and be like, "Let's go there." And just point at something.
Working.
Okay, working. Done.
Points at
Another billable hour for Elon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Guys, real quick, to put this in perspective, Elon could literally millionaire every single person that he meets for his next 192 years on the Tri-Terra. Considering you meet 80,000 people a year, I mean, in your lifetime, roughly, that's what it breaks down to. Just
So
millionairing every person he meets for 192 years.
Except for
if you meet one person a day.
3 a day.
But he's not going to do that, Pat. In fact, you have to like agree to slave labor terms, I hear, to sign up to go to the Martian colony. Like, you're going to work your way. If you, my understanding is that you can work your way into the colonies, which is. Like,
I heard here allegedly that he's going to start like a Uyghur camp up there. It's just that's all it is.
Well, you're gonna you sign your rights away, and you're like, because the price is so expensive to get to another planet at first that you're going to be like indentured servitude for the ride.
It's like a gigantic hand job massage parlor, and you have to jerk it off, guys. Caliper
He's like, if
CBD,
you don't like it, leave. You can't.
Caliper CBD is the best CBD product on the market. I'll tell you what, this stuff works for real. I use it almost every evening. It's a powdered CBD, unlike this tincture bullshit. If you guys ever had the tincture stuff, it's terrible. It tastes horrible. Caliper CBD dissolves effortlessly and tastelessly into any water or food, and it's clinically proven that the powder form delivers 450% more CBD than the tincture. That's like fucking insane. That's like,
It's like
Elon,
Tesla numbers.
Elon Musk level growth. Guys, it's clinically proven that Caliper CBD will chill you out. So give it a try.
Tastelessly.
It
Completely.
comes in affordable 30 and 60 pound count packs. And unlike some other products out there, there's no high. THC free, guys. So you can take all the drug tests in the world, drink your Caliper down, get some good Z's, no worries. Guys, 20% off your first order if you use promo code FACTOR at TryCaliper, CALIPER.com/factor. You can try it risk-free for 30 days. And if you don't love it, they'll give you your money back. That's TryCaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
Indeed. So PFT, we've got a little football game coming on this weekend. So we've already talked about how there's hardfactor.com, patreon.com/hardfactor, official advertisement on Pardon My Take writing. But what else are you excited about to see with this football team game this weekend?
I've talked myself in and out of it so many times, but now I'm back onto the point of view that we're going to win. Because every team that sucks wins in the playoffs. Every team that's 500 or worse, they manage to shock people. And Tom Brady's old. He doesn't like staying up late at night. That FedEx Field is not a great place to play for any quarterback, especially one that has a history of AC. I'm just talking myself into it. No, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. There's no good reason why we can win unless our front 4 or 5 can manage to like hit the shit out of Tom Brady early in the game. And barring that, our only hope is to just run the ball. Have Alex Smith make 6 or 7 intermediate throws, and then pray that our defense comes up with some turnovers. And we could also go with the format of the last time that we played the Bucs in the playoffs when we beat Chris Sims. I think it was like 17-10, and we had a 50-yard fumble return for a touchdown from Sean Taylor.
That's the formula. Chase Young, 17-10.
Yeah,
That
Chase
is
Young.
the formula.
We need a defensive touchdown, and then we need to luck into an offensive touchdown, and then our defense needs to just absolutely skull fuck Tom Brady.
I agree. I was watching Alex Smith in the last game, and when while I think that his brain is worth like infinity dollars, he is. I applaud him for being able to stand up still, but I'm very nervous about his leg and his ability to just remain in a football game for 4 quarters.
He moves like Drew Bledsoe now at the end of Drew Bledsoe's career.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
He's probably got like 90% of the muscles in his right leg are strained right now. And there's not a lot there, but like his entire right calf is strained.
Which
and
is
his
like
right
made
calf
up of
is
his
like
left butt.
Yeah, it's been like grafted from other places, so he's got really skinny legs anyway. So the fact that he hasn't been able to play really functionally for like 2.5 weeks with a calf strain, it's pretty bad. It's definitely really bad. Yeah.
You think his calf stinks because it was from his butt? You think his leg smells smelly?
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Oh, who farted? Oh, it's Alex Smith's leg.
I would have asked to get my abs put on my leg, so my leg's got a 6-pack now.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be cool.
Hard. Yeah, no, speaking of six packs, Heineken, he took the majority of snaps at practice yesterday.
Oh, really? That's a great sign.
I'm putting out there right now. Heineken will finish the game. He will finish the second half of the game.
Probably.
Right.
He didn't look bad though. He didn't look bad.
Great. In garbage
Same
time.
formula. 17-10.
Yep.
We'll do it. We can do it. We can do it. And then we got Leeds. We're a Leeds podcast now, PFT, if you didn't know. 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. If anybody wants to cheer on the lads. So
I'm a West Ham guy myself.
West Ham.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on, you Irons.
West
Why?
Ham guys.
Yeah.
Yep,
Right.
just a big West Ham fan. They were like the first team that asked me to be a fan of theirs. So
That's exactly
I'm
what happened with Leeds.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we dove straight in. We love it. That's exactly how we
Fun.
did it. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get it with you when Leeds plays West Ham. So we have Avery of Avery Zarteski.
Oh, yeah.
HQ. His fandom is on the line. Za and Troops want him to be an Arsenal fan, but he was our producer at Hard Fact Radio, Barstool Radio. So we want him to be a Leeds fan, and so now. Arsenal and Leeds, they tied the first time, but whoever wins next time, Avery has to support that team.
Yeah.
I've watched Troops and Zaw watch Arsenal games. I don't think it's wise for him to get drawn into that. It's very intense.
Yeah, we're a little more chill.
Yeah, and also like when
like
you're
any
screaming
fun.
at the TV, there's something that's like oddly, I don't want to say comforting, but it's not the same when like a British guy is calling a player a twat. It actually sounds kind of nice. If an American guy like Avery would be like, "Come on, you stupid twat," it's like, "Whoa, Avery,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
a little harsh, buddy." But you hear Troops be like, "Twat! Oh my days, you twat!" It's like that sounds. That's a good fan.
It's a lot of work. It's a big goddamn production to be an Arsenal fan. If it's Avery, you got to keep up with them.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, he's gonna be close. Yeah, close to the center of the action too. So
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Can I get you anything? Are you okay?
Shut up!
You also completely open yourself up to the world of British soccer viewers and like YouTubers, because if you're on a stream with them and you're not like either as engaged or don't know all the history behind Arsenal. My history with Arsenal is basically like, I remember that Thierry Henry used to play.
right,
For
exactly.
Arsenal
That's
for a few years.
pretty much all of us. I
That's
think.
about as far as I go back with the team. But like, if you're the American that's just now learning, you're going to have like death threats coming in from people over in like the weird dark places of London that nobody really talks about and you can't find on a map. And they're going to hate you as like the worst Arsenal fan in America.
They will, and they get big views too. So lots of opportunities to be hated.
Yeah. If I was him, I'd root for Leeds in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. You want to touch on bat flu at all, PFT? We're moving on. Got any-
Well, I mean, we can touch on it a little bit. I
Okay.
read one article the other day, and now I'm getting very woke on where this bat flu might have come from, and I'm just mostly happy that we can maybe stop blaming the bats a little bit for it,
Oh.
possibly, and most importantly, like let's get back to eating bat soup, because bat soup looks
You
like
first.
something that just in general soup. I'm a big fan, and
Okay.
now bat is like the forbidden, the exotic soup, and it's like the one that I'm not allowed to
driving
have.
you crazy?
It is. It's making me want it so much more. Like I just look at a picture of bat soup with it's like a little jacuzzi for the bat. It's a very nice presentation.
Bro,
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, that's the one soup I can't have. Now I really need it. I really need to dip my fingers in some bat soup
Forbidden
right now.
fruit.
Well, do they
Wow.
have
But
any
yeah.
advocates? Like you know how there's organizations that try to get people that were potentially wrongfully accused out of jail. Do animals have any advocates for getting wrongfully accused of stuff like this?
There's an
Batman.
advocate for everything.
Yeah.
Batman should step in on this.
That's
there
true.
should be
Batman should
point.
some commentary.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark, you were saying earlier about how like it took society like 2,000 years to
Yeah.
forgive the rats and realize that maybe that was a mistake.
Whoops.
To blame the rats back then. It's
Yeah.
very funny that like as humans, like we start like developing all these different technologies and skill sets here on Earth. The rats weren't and the bats weren't that much of a problem to begin with, and now they're like, wait, these pink ape-looking things are they're making airplanes. They're
We're
learning how to
scapegoat-
fly.
Yeah,
They're
we're
flying
scapegoating.
everywhere and shaking hands with everybody and making out with each other, and now the world is just basically like one big amoeba, and I'm getting blamed because like one person in my mountain ate one of my bats and then flew to 7 different continents and infected everybody. It's like, whoa, let's back off. Like they're big scapegoats here.
Fucking rats. Like, you think the mafia would even use the term rat if it wasn't for the shaming of the bubonic plague? Like, the rats have been getting drugged through the mud forever. It wasn't their fault.
Sad.
It's true. They should have been using the term flea. But I think, PFT, though, that even if it didn't come directly from the bats, that it was synthesized from bats.
Yeah, you're right.
If it came. So you still may run a risk. I'm not going to, I hope that you get a tasty bat soup one day. But, there could be, eat at your own.
Eat at my own risk.
Don't do it.
Story of my life.
Don't do it.
So.
All right, we'll move on.
Yeah, I'm done with bat soup. In theory, I would like to taste bat soup. I know it's probably a long shot, but I bet you. You know what?
Where have you seen
become the
pictures?
richest
You
man,
said it looks like a bat in a jacuzzi. Where did you see a picture?
Google
Bat
image search
jacuzzi.
bat soup, my brother.
Really? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the bat is like sitting on the edge, dangling his little bat legs
Is
into
it
the broth.
smiling? It's dead, but it's smiling, unlike a lobster that screams or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like happy.
It looks like it flew into the bowl.
Yeah, because it's thirsty. Because even the bat knows that like its own broth is going to be tasty.
Oh shit! It's like a real thing.
Back
Yeah.
dives in. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, there
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah. You're like, fucking bat flew in my bowl. That's disgusting.
I thought it was a joke. I never even looked it up.
But I bet you, like Elon Musk, once you get to that level of richness and there's nothing else that you can do on Earth, you want to try all the most dangerous shit. You're like, for breakfast every day I eat 6 blowfish, and then you know what? Fuck it, let's take a plane to Mongolia. I'm gonna find some bats and make my own soup.
Yeah, but you know that he's got 10 guys hired to like pretend like it's dangerous, but they're taking all the risk out of it. Like these guys are like eating the bats beforehand and dying, and they're like, no, get a different batch of bats. Like,
Why would they
have a
do that,
taster.
Mark?
because like someone that's really high up in his organization
Royal
needs him
taster.
to live. Needs him to live.
He's a meal ticket.
You need to flip it, bro. Because if Musk is dead, then that cash is trickling
No,
down, bro.
they need Musk's brain. They need Musk's brain.
He's their meal ticket.
Yeah, they need him.
Yeah, he's got to have a royal taster.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. Talk about some other vermin. PFT. I don't know if you're up for it, but for using your body as bait to cover this next story for us up in New York City. Maybe Pat can do it when he moves up there. But apparently, there's a neighborhood in Queens, Rego Park, is being plagued by vicious squirrel attacks. And residents are literally scared to leave their house because these Queens squirrels are attacking the shit out of them. Have you heard anything about these squirrels up there?
I haven't heard about the squirrel attacks, but I am a fan of squirrels in general. I think they're very cute.
Told you.
They might just be rats incognitos, because rats and squirrels are essentially the exact same animal, except one has a cute bushy tail.
Bushy
True.
tail.
It's true. Bubba, do you
They're close to bats. They're all kind of similar.
It's not
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Bubba, do you have the video to roll on this?
He's right there. Like eating.
The squirrel didn't care. It just wanted something and wanted blood. I don't know. I was not expecting this. No.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, for a few days afterwards, we would all come out. I would come out with a shovel just in case.
So what you missed were pictures of a bloody scene in the snow and a woman holding her head that was covered in blood and a hand that had been chewed up because, there's some photos for you that this squirrel attacked her.
It's dramatic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There was so much blood in the snow. Why did they just stay out there for dramatic pause and like just drop all the blood on the snow? Like it didn't look. It didn't look that bad. One person held up their finger and it was like a small cut, but there was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
No, it looked like a UFC mat after like 4 hours.
Exactly.
It's like, what the fuck happened here?
Exactly.
That is crazy. And when she was grabbing the back of her head, like we have another theory now for that Netflix series, The Staircase, where it had the owl. Like it was like, the owl killed my wife that I hated. Maybe it could have been a squirrel. Maybe it was a squirrel attack.
You didn't see the last episode, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he admits to it.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck, bro?
It's like 7 years old.
Who, the owl?
No, the staircase.
Who?
Isn't that the one? Oh, I'm talking about. Isn't that the one guy that killed like
Yeah.
his neighbor and then like is what? I'm thinking. I might be mixing up my HBO
No,
documentary.
Yeah, you
no,
mixed
you-
it up. It wasn't a spoiler. It wasn't
There's a
a
guy.
spoiler.
There's a guy in the
Oh no,
bath-
you're talking about
the guy in the bathroom at
documentary.
the end. What's
yeah,
that
that's
one?
a different one.
Jinx.
That's
The Jinx.
What's the Jinx? Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen the end of the staircase.
Nice.
That'd be wild if the staircase ended the same way.
Yeah,
Like the most common form of confessing to a
in a
crime
stall.
is muttering to yourself while pissing. Because let's be honest, we all admit the deepest, darkest secrets to ourselves, as we're at a urinal.
It's true. or passing some turds. Yeah.
It's true. I think what they need to do here in Queens West, they need to get my dad up there. My dad this year took it upon himself to start trapping squirrels in his house, and because he just didn't like the volume of squirrels that were coming in to his yard, so he was trapping them.
He had the time.
Yeah, he did. He was trapping them, and then he was taking them, driving them across town to release them somewhere else because he thought they couldn't get back over the highway. So, he got, I think, 80 plus squirrels.
What was
this
that
year.
car ride
Holy
like?
shit, that's a lot of fucking
What
squirrels.
was the car ride like with the
time.
squirrels? Yeah.
Jesus, it's a full-time job.
Just a lot of scratching going on in the
gas was that driving a fucking 80 trips across?
a lot. Look, this guy, he caught so many squirrels, so many gray squirrels that there was like 4 black squirrels, like the rare black squirrels mixed in with because he caught so many. So he
He's like
had
Mecca in his backyard.
It's like a weedy penny.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, that woman is her name is Michelle Frederick. She tried to warn her neighbors about the squirrels, but they didn't heed her warnings, which is a big mistake. And not long after, her neighbor Leisha Lang was also attacked by the squirrel, saying, "I tried to shake it off, but I can't. Because squirrels have claws and cling on to your winter jacket. There's no way you can shake it off." Another neighbor began making homemade pepper spray for her kids to carry and claimed it's not just one squirrel, but many carrying out the attacks.
You mean she put hot sauce in a fucking spray bottle? Is what she
Probably.
did. Homemade peppers.
That would be homemade pepper spray.
Those squirrels, like they gotta be so excited to have like Tabasco to eat with their acorns now.
just amps them up.
They've
They did them
never
a
had
favor.
flavor.
Yeah.
There's no salt in their fucking diet.
That's
And all
what
of a
they're
sudden-
that's what they're attacking him for is more
Texas
Tabasco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More,
Created the
please.
problem.
Yeah, she created the problem.
You don't want to give squirrels too much salt. We had a squirrel feeder in my backyard, and I put like salted peanuts in there, and the squirrel just started like seizuring on the fence after eating the salted peanuts. They can't handle salt.
Alka-Seltzer to a seagull. Like, don't you give a bag of Cooler Ranch Doritos to a squirrel.
They can't handle
So many squirrel stories in the squad.
Right.
Jesus.
Anyway, that there's a theory that this squirrel going around that
Has rabies.
no, actually is a pet store squirrel who doesn't know how to hunt or forage for food, who may have followed another squirrel who might have been sick and possibly get infected. There's theories everywhere around this neighborhood about why the squirrels
Has
are
anyone been
attacking
tested for rabies?
Yeah, they say that these kind of I guess the people they called said that squirrels don't usually carry rabies. Vermin this small.
Let's take their word for it.
But squirrel's still out there. And,
Just ignore the dozens of squirrel attacks. It's probably too small.
It's unlikely they have
A
rabies.
squirrel's got to be at least like 5% bigger than this to get rabies, so I think you're good.
Yeah.
What's a pet store squirrel? That doesn't.
I have no
exist.
idea. I have no idea. No
Like, is that
fucking
like
idea.
a bodega cat? Like a squirrel that lives inside the pet store?
It was
That guy's got a
previously
racket.
a previous wild squirrel.
He's got a racket going though if he's selling squirrels out of his
They're trying
pet store.
to pass them off as hamsters.
Yeah.
You don't need a tetanus shot.
He spray painted and cut its tail off. You're like, this is a tabby cat.
It's like renewable energy.
It loves trees.
Oh yeah, we got a hamster for you, boy.
It comes with instructions to not feed it salt.
Here's your hamster. Here's his bag of nuts.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so the squirrel problem rages on in Queens.
They're out there. And who knows? It might be because people are staying inside and not feeding them as much in the parks, and there's not as many like litter and trash out there. Who knows?
They're mad.
Yeah, nature is healing.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We're it's the new normal, everybody. COVID. Yeah, we did. 2021. It's gonna be so much different than last year. Okay, let's move it on. I wasn't lying up top when I said that we've got another Florida Man story for you. We're doing a couple Florida Men on this Friday, and we'll keep doing Florida Man Friday segments for sure. But again, patreon.com/Hard Factor to get the full Florida Man Friday. So this last one takes us to Tampa, Florida, where 41-year-old Jonathan Day was caught throwing golf clubs into the highway on Interstate 75 near Tampa. So it's unclear if Jonathan was on top of his van, like on the side of the road, just chucking golf clubs into the highway, or if he was driving down the highway, chucking the clubs out the window. But he had a giant boom arm on top of his van. So it was a van with a boom arm, like
he bought a news van.
Yeah, like he bought a news van. So it was extremely easy to find, Jonathan. Because
Now you can leave it on there. You leave the boom on there. I'll take
Got
it.
an empty golf bag.
Yeah, it's a great way to tell people you're having a temper tantrum is throwing golf clubs.
yeah, just out the car. Yeah.
It's
Well,
funny
you
because
experienced
Russ,
it before. You know the guy that has a vehicle that he bought from like fucking auction that has like an industrial purpose that he doesn't belong to having that skill.
Yeah.
Like people that drive old cop cars and they have the spotlight on the side, they leave it there. A boom arm, man. That is
That's this guy. Bubba, can you pop his picture up so the boys could see if they think he's the guy with the boom arm on his van or not?
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, big time.
You know, he's
And
probably dabbled in some things.
You know, he doesn't know how to like operate the boom arm properly. He's like trying to raise and lower it, and it takes him like 5 minutes to get it in the right spot. But when you were talking about like people just getting mad throwing golf clubs, like it's a great way to tell that someone's frustrated. If somebody were to walk down 6th Avenue and they had like a golf bag and they were just like throwing a sand wedge out of it, my brain would immediately think, wow, tough day out there on the course for this guy. Like before I realized that we're in an urban environment, I'd be like, oh yeah, you probably found the water a couple of times, like 3 times in a row. I get it.
Universal frustration. Yeah. Sign of
Yeah, so what the hell happened to this guy?
Well, yeah, okay. So like I said, it was unclear if he was, while he was throwing them, when the report came in, I don't know if he was driving or not. But after the report came in, officers found him 25 miles away from where the report happened. So he did drive eventually. They pulled him over. And Mr. Day, he was complying at first, and the officers tried to cuff him, but he wasn't having that. So when they went for the cuffs, he just turned around and punched the officer straight in the face. And then the officer then tased him and took him into custody anyways. So, just upped his charge. What do you think
the percentages of like someone trying to fist fight a cop are in Florida versus like other states? It's got to be like at least double.
Got to bump it up at least 20%, I'd say.
Yeah, it's got to be at least double the next state.
Different training down there for an encounter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wish we had that body cam footage though. Like, I wish that there had been some kind of like CCTV that caught the act of throwing the clubs, and then also the body cam footage has to be hilarious. Like the guy's like going to cuff him, and then he just turns around and punches him.
Bubba, can you throw him back up, the picture of him? So it turns out it was meth the whole time. It wasn't golf.
Right.
It was meth.
Yeah. He was probably stolen golf clubs. Yeah, he's doing a little bit of amphetamine teeth grinding there in his photo. But yeah, so that's Florida Man Friday. The end of it. Remember, patreon.com/Hard Factor if you want the full extended version. Let's move it over to 5-star reviews. We will read any iTunes 5-star review, no matter what it says. And remember, please subscribe and download. Make sure you subscribe and the pod is downloading to your phone if you want to keep getting this podcast for free. Tell your friends and strangers to do the same thing. All right, first up, 5 stars from Globalist Fanatic with like a PH though, like fat, like a PH fat. Globalist Fanatic, 5 stars. Irony. The fact that Pat was upset about losing $850 while cheering for the Democrats to take over the government is hysterical. Keep your wallet open, because if Joe remembers how to sign his name, you're going to see a lot more than that leaving your hand. Love you all. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Globalist Fanatic.
That's a good burn.
Damn.
Yeah. Solid one. Yeah,
But
PFT.
the stimulus check. The stimulus check's coming though. But after that, yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, it's like a give and take, right? Yeah. Next up, 5 stars from nickname 1224 something numbers. Fat lib afraid of the Southeast is the title. The beav gets in one beaver and thinks that he is all that much better than everyone. Oh, if the beav really wanted to send in the car, he would debate S.E. Robinson. Winner gets to raise his kid. Other than that, this show is great. HAGFT.
Is that from Steve?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know,
That's
Bubba.
Steve
Can you take the photos down so we can discuss this one? Beav, have you been challenged by S.E. Robinson to a debate?
That's Steve from
I don't.
Kirk Monahan show.
No. Nope.
I believe.
I think Steve just has like an open invite to everyone to debate.
Yeah.
Oh, is his
So,
middle,
yes,
is his middle initial E? I don't know.
Yeah, that's Steve. That's
Yeah.
Steve. That's the producer of the Kirk Minahan show.
Oh yeah, I know Steve. But,
Yeah. He that was. I think that was him with a burner account.
Oh well,
Yeah.
Pat, do you want to debate Steve for the fathering of the siring of your son? Well, you've already sired him.
I think the boy's mother would have a couple issues with
Probably
him
so.
As a father, I think. But no. So I'll get it. No.
Absolutely, women's rights. That's what we stand by in this show. Next
sure?
up,
Can we debate him on like a happy hour though?
No,
just for fun?
Steve just called me on the phone.
Yeah,
He
Steve's
wanted-
the man.
he wanted to talk to me.
Steve's been on the program.
Matt,
Steve's been on the program multiple times, and he's
Some
welcome
stupid
back.
Minifan. Move it up. Move it up.
yes. Next one, 5-star review from Astro Church. They say phenomenal. Love the boys and this show. Been riding since day one. Nice, but haven't gotten around to reviewing yet until now. Can't wait to keep on rocking with the boys. Thank you, Astro Church. Appreciate that. Next up, 5 stars from Attaboy 1963. Hard Factor rocks. Excited to see what's in store for the Hard Factor boys in 2021. Keep the updates on merch coming. Hey, hardfactor.com. Go there and get the merch right now. And where to find it. Like I said, hardfactor.com. Get the merch right now. Long live the Hive. Next up, 5 stars. Mr. Civianto. He says, we make the news fun. And then the only description is fun, which
I like that.
it's as good as it gets right there. 5 stars from Slick Rick with a big dick. Nice. Great way to listen to the news.
Got a different direction, but
He botched the J and the K in the end there.
Well, I'm giving him credit. Giving him credit for He's sneaking it past iTunes. They got
Yeah.
Got it.
Slick Rick with the big dick, 5 stars. Great way to listen to the news. Brand new listener. Glad to have you, Slick Rick. Caught the boys on Sirius XM on my day off and loved it. Now get my daily news from them along with some solid laughs. And that's what we're trying to do here, Slick Rick. Next up, 5 stars from Bobby Two Clicks.
His big dick's bouncing all over the place when he's got a belly laugh going.
He's knocking the floor under him. The downstairs neighbors are upset. 5 stars from Bobby Two Clicks, another great name. New listener. Thanks for the good mix of humor and news. Keep it up, boys. We will do, Bobby Two Clicks. You keep it up. You keep up listening.
Jumping around with that dick again.
Yeah, he's listening to his podcast.
I knew it.
Oh, Rick's sleeping face down again.
Never get a wink of sleep with that boy. All right. Last review, 5 stars from Matt13 Jayhawk. He says, I really enjoy Hard Factor as part of my morning routine. The takes on different news stories crack me up. The amount of cats Mark has and his affection for them is disturbing, but he makes up for it with his song choices at the end of the show. So
Thank you.
I agree that Mark makes excellent song selections, and that is going to do it for Hard Factor this week. PFT, thank you so much for joining, as always. Everybody, don't forget to go to hardfactor.com for merch, patreon.com/hardfactor to get the extra podcast, Florida Man Friday, and voicemails and whatever else on Tuesday. And most importantly, have a great fucking weekend.